Reporting for AugustaFreePress.com, I'm Chris Graham. Terry McAuliffe made it official again. The former Democratic National Committee chair was in Harrisonburg Thursday morning to announce his candidacy for the Democratic Party nomination to run for governor in 2009. The 20-year Northern Virginia resident enters the race, if not as the frontrunner, then certainly as the center of attention. I had a chance to talk with McAuliffe after he met with voters at Callie's in downtown Harrisonburg, and my first question had to do with the challenges that the next Virginia governor will face upon taking the oath of office. With an economy in the tank and a state budget in shortfall, it's almost a given that the first year or two of the new governor's term is going to be a wash, isn't it?
Well, I can't say the first year is going to be a wash. I'm going to have to go in, as I say, with a major Apollo project on jobs, laying out what we need to do to be successful. We don't have a second to waste. As I say, I would work, if I was lucky enough to be elected and so honored, I'd have to, from election night on, I would have to begin to put an operation together to allow Virginia to go out and become the leader in job creation and renewable energy. So I won't waste a second. I have a motto, sleep when you're dead. We're going to have to work around the clock, and people need it. So, I'm optimistic we can get it done. I'm the ultimate optimist. I've had tough challenges in the past, and this will be just another tough challenge, and I think we can be successful. I do think a lot of people want to join in on this effort to shake it up, to do things differently, to move us forward, need a mandatory renewable energy standard. These are things that we could do very quickly.
My next question was aimed at getting a sense of what McAuliffe has been hearing from voters on the campaign trail since he began his listening tour back in the fall.
It's the economy. Everyone's 401k has been decimated. Interesting here, this is my second trip in the last 3 weeks to Harrisonburg. Education, and I think probably because of JMU here, but education, teacher pay has consistently been brought up here and how that affects the community. So it's important, and I do believe, and I've said, that we need to pay our teachers the national average so we don't lose 50% of them their first 5 years and go into a different profession because they can't afford to stay and teach it. I mean, as I say, children are our treasures. We got to make sure we give them the best quality education. But we are in a recession, and this will probably be the worst year since the Great Depression. People are scared. Their 401ks are gone. They're worried about their future. And I think for a lot of families here, they're worried that their children won't have the opportunities they had, and their children won't be able to stay here in this community. You want your family to stay with you, but if there are not jobs and not opportunities, they may have to go elsewhere. That's one thing they always talk to me about, and they want me to address immediately, and that comes back to job creation.
One last question. Brian Moran, one of McAuliffe's rivals for the Democratic Party nomination, has thrown down a challenge to his opponents, directed in a thinly veiled way at McAuliffe, to raise money from in-state donors only. McAuliffe's response?
What I've always said, this campaign is not about money. Everybody in the race is going to be able to raise whatever they need to do to get their message out. It's not about money. I'm keeping my eye focused on Bob McDonald, and I'm going to make sure that we have the resources to compete. The Republican National Committee, the state party have said they're throwing the kitchen sink into this race. I'll have the resources to do it. Brian can do whatever he wants with his campaign. 3Ds can do what they want with their own campaign. I'm going to run my campaign, and I'm going to run it on ideas, big policy initiatives. I'll have the resources, but I assume they will too.
For more on McAuliffe's visit to Harrisonburg, go to our website, AugustaFreePress.com, for a story and a podcast featuring more from his talk with Valley voters. Reporting for AugustaFreePress.com, I'm Chris Graham.